Le séjour auprès de Douglas Harding et de Catherine, sa fidèle collaboratrice et compagne, s'achèvera bientôt. Il reste beaucoup à apprendre, à recevoir de cet homme exceptionnel, prévenant, délicat, tellement ouvert à ses semblables, et dont la démarche ne se veut que partage. Cette rencontre, avec toutes ses limites, ne peut s'achever sans une approche encore plus fine de la voie proposée par Douglas Harding. Dans le calme de sa demeure, il a souhaité nous livrer ce qu'il appelle lui-même son testament.
The heart of our work is the experiments which take us beyond words to direct experience. Now, these experiments have two levels, what I call foundation level and superstructure. The foundations are concerned with matters of scientific fact, of what cannot be negotiated, what is either true or false. They are verifiable, scientifically valid or not valid. They can be demonstrated beyond doubt. They can be verified. But there's another element in each of our experiments which belongs not to this foundation of hard, stubborn fact, but of application, of applied science, if you wish, the applied science of the first person. And here the experiment has a bearing, has meaning for psychology, for religion, for philosophy, for practical living, and so on. It is a matter of understanding and of feeling. Let me give you an example of this. In the mesoscope, or the paper bag, we find, beyond doubt, there's one face in the tube, one. The face is there, and here's the space. Now, that is foundation stuff. That's not negotiable. You can test it. It's verifiable by others. This belongs to what I call the science of the first person, the science which looks this way at the subject simultaneously with looking that way at the object. This belongs to the realm of science, an enlarged science, a science which is not a tunnel vision science looking only in that direction, but a panoramic science which looks also simultaneously in this direction, at the subject simultaneously with the object. To see that I am open for you in the paper bag, burst wide open here for you, this is something which is not a matter of opinion. It's not negotiable, it's a matter of fact, testable and verifiable by the methods of science. This is true science. In fact, I would say it's more basic science than the science of the object. Now, when it comes to deploying our discoveries in ordinary life, then our interpretation of what we find in the tube becomes, I'm built open, not only built open, but I'm built for loving. And that this is going to make a great change in my relationship with people, that it will give me access to inspiration coming from here and freedom and all sorts of things, which are matters of opinion and are negotiable. Another example, in the car, I notice that I never move, and it's the countryside that does all the moving. And this is not negotiable, this is a matter of fact. And it can be checked by using a camera, a video camera, which will reveal there's the countryside that does all the moving, not me. But what about the superstructure here? What about the meaning for life? Well, I think when we're very, very little and honest and truthful, we see the countryside moving. We really see that and enjoy the spectacle of the telegraph poles rushing by and so on. And we get older, what happens? We get worked on by language and society and so forth. And we do not see what we see what we're told to see. And the countryside grinds to a halt. The carnival is over, the dance is over. That's trouble. And the second trouble is that the movement really belongs to the world comes and settles here. I lose my inner tranquility. So the facts are one thing, but the consequences can be another thing and should be another thing, namely that I regain my tranquility here when I give back the motion that I had stolen from the world, give it back to the world. And so with our other experiments. Each one has an element of scientific, verifiable fact, and each one has an element belonging to the superstructure concerned with feeling and living and interpretation, psychology and philosophy. Now, we live in the superstructure, not being worms or moles or escapees from reality. We live in the superstructure. But, I say, the way to live in the superstructure truthfully and well is to attend to the foundations. If we build on sound foundations, then I know that in the superstructure, in our life in the world, with people and so on, our life there is going to be very different because it's founded on fact. Now, ordinary life, as we live it, conditioned life, as we live it normally, our unenlightened life, if you like to say, is founded on unexamined presumptions, prejudice, not looking to see, is built on quicksand, is not built on sound foundations. And I say, let's look to the foundations and the superstructure. We shall find lots of changes there. And who can assess the blessings which will come from our life in the superstructure of society and family and friends and work and all that? Who can assess the blessings which will arrive when we live from who we are, who we really, really are at foundation, at depth, instead of lying about it? Well, one